Are you a little more amped up this week? Obviously, the season's gone well for you, but to be playing a team that you grew up watching a little bit of ways from you.
Absolutely. I trained at a place, for sports performance, where Bobby and KJ have trained. A lot of Seahawks dudes have trained. I went to school with Ben, another guy on their team. So I know some people over there on their team, and obviously playing against the hometown. And just can't wait. Just can't wait to play them.
Hal, I think you're muted.
Yeah, the unmute button didn't pop up right away. Sorry about that. What are your connections to the Seahawks? Did you grow up dreaming of playing for them at any point?
Honestly, no. I always thought it would be kind of cool, but it's probably not believable, but I was always a Dolphins fan when I was younger because I had an older cousin. I was a Dolphins fan. So it's odd how this worked out, but yeah.
Josh?
Yeah, Myles, I wanted to ask about Myles Gaskin. You played against USC, obviously, back in college. Did you know anything about him back then, and just what's it like having him as a teammate now there on the left side?
I did when I was in college. I just never thought about him. Never really crossed my mind, just because we both play offense, so I'll never go against him when he's on another team. But just having the Pac-12 connect, we talk about. I think last time we played them, we lost. So, but I think my biggest game my freshman year was against them. So we have a little, back and forth. But it's all good now. We're on the same team.
Travis?
Myles, you piqued my interest there talking about being a Dolphins fan growing up. Who was your guy? Was it any Ricky Williams or was Ronnie Brown? Who was your guy?
Ricky Williams for sure, but he was hard. Honestly though, like I said, it was my older cousin, and I was like a young dude. I was first getting into football, and I remember he had a Ricky Williams jersey, and I at first just started loving football, and I was like your older cousin is like the coolest person to you, so I just kind of went hand in hand ever since then.
Joe?
Myles, one of the things that Brian Flores said in a phone call with the Seattle media this week, he said Myles is really everything we're looking for in a Dolphin. What do you think when you hear that?
A great compliment. I appreciate that. I saw that on social media and stuff, but I need to get better. I need to get a lot better. Just from my personal, I think that's the way of being a Dolphin. Never satisfied, just kind of always striving for more. Not kind of, always striving for more. And I really don't think I've made a splash or nothing like that. I appreciate all the compliments and stuff like that, but I need to do better.
Hal?
Myles, a non-football question for you. Seattle is known for its coffee, so give me your best pitch for how great Seattle coffee is.
I ain't ever drink coffee till I got into the NFL. So I was in Miami when I started drinking coffee. But my mom loves Starbucks, so I guess shout out Starbucks. I know Seattle and Starbucks go hand in hand, but my mom loves Starbucks. So yeah, if that answers your question.
Mike, I was thinking back to let me turn on my video here. I was thinking back to Fitz saying every time you catch the ball, it's like the first time you ever caught a ball. What gives you so much joy? Why does that happen every time you do catch a football, particularly from him?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a whole lot of fun, going out there making plays. And the thing is with this game, you don't know how many opportunities you're going to have. It depends on so many different things. It's more than just the game plan, or if you're the read on that play, or how the game's going, all that kind of stuff. So I just like to have fun with it, So when I go out there and make the most of my opportunities, and I really enjoy myself out there.
Barry?
Hi, Mike. Your numbers in the slot are the best of any NFL tight end since last November. What is it about lining up there that makes you excited, that gives you maybe an edge over the players who are covering you?
I think I just kind of, go back to, kind of what I always tell you guys is just make the most of your opportunities. So I think the coaches do a really good job of putting guys in position to be successful. Whether it's, myself inside, or, Devontae and Preston outside, or Isaiah on the inside, or our backs, whoever it is, the other tight ends. So I think that's just what it comes down to, knowing your matchups, whether it's man or zone, attacking, them depending on that, and then just, make the most of your opportunities. When the ball's in the air, you got to go up and get it.
Josh?
Hey, Mike, we talked about, some of the big plays last Thursday night, but as a collective unit, what do you think it did for the offense to see that, you guys can start the game with several scores? One of the funniest things Chan said was that it's not against the rules to, go out and score right away.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's, a big thing for us is just being able to start fast. So, last week we were able to do that, and, you kind of saw the outcome of that game and how it went. So, just guys, making plays, nobody, trying to do anything, too exceptional or, outside of their role, but, just, playing your role, doing your job and making the most of your opportunities. And then, just kind of letting everything else take care of itself. But, it definitely does help when you get to come out, start fast, and, you're not playing from behind, or, you're not letting them dictate the game.
Joe?
Mike, I know that fantasy football is not important at all, at least not to me and not to you, but I guess to other people, very important. So you're fifth in the NFL in tight ends scoring. I'm just curious, are people showing you more love on social media?
So, Joe, good question. I try to stay kind of out of all that kind of stuff because, then, 1 week it'll be a bad week, and then, everybody, hates you and has this and that to say and all that kind of stuff. And, you guys are hating me, the fantasy owners are hating me, everybody, so try to stay away from the media side of it. Don't really ever want to get too high, too low. So, for the most part, I kind of stay away from it. If I'm helping somebody's fantasy team out, great. If I'm not, great. Don't really care. I'm just hoping that, the Miami Dolphins go out and, play our best football each and every week.
Well,
I'm not going to say on the wings of that question, but on the topic of a player's reputation and respect, I want to ask you, in the NFL, especially if you're a great receiving tight end, you can get recognition. You think of Kittle, you think of Kelsey, and so on. Now that your career is really taking off, what do you hope to get out of this personally, in terms of when people think of Mike Gesicki, what would you like them to think of?
Yeah, I mean, as a player, I'm a long way away from where I need to be. I think I need to come out and continue to, improve and get better each and every day. There's a lot of pieces of my game that I can continue to improve on. And, there's some good ones out there in the league, like the two that you mentioned. And there's a couple other to add to that list as well. But, I mean, when they think of me, I just want them to think of, a good guy, somebody that's doing the right things on and off the field, and then, making the most of their opportunities and kind of, being a good role model for younger people that are watching the game.
Something?
Mike, if you kept growing the beard for the rest of the season, where do you think it would look like? Would you beat Fitz, and would your fiance approve?
My fiance is not happy about it currently, but for the betterment of this football team, so I have to keep it. So it is what it is. I think Fitz pulls it off much better than I do. I could probably use a haircut here too. I just got a little helmet hair, so that's why I look like this. But yeah, I mean, definitely not my best look, but hopefully, I have it for quite a while.
Travis?
Well, Mike, my question was going to be about your touchdown score. Maybe I can get a follow-up here, but I gotta go back to that, because you said for the betterment of the football team. Is that a superstition, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, so I had it. So my razor died the night before the Bills game, and so I kind of got stuck with this, bad-looking goatee. After the game, I was like, all right, we didn't win, so I can go home and shave. Fitz said it was kind of an exception because of, a career day, so I had to keep it. Then we came out, won last week. Fitz threw me the ball, I scored a touchdown. So, I mean, things are, with the goatee, I have to keep it. So hopefully by the end of the season, looks like Fitz. So, we'll see.
Follow up, Travis?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Brett. So a little more serious talk here. You've scored the most touchdowns in the NFL going back to week 12 of last season. And I'm always kind of curious how, like, big moments in games bring different, thoughts out in athletes. Like for a batter, when it's 3-1 counter, like when a basketball player goes up for a dunk, when you get down in that red zone, do like your eyes get bigger? Do you get a little more like amped up? Like what's it like when you get down close to the goal line and you might have a chance for a touchdown?
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I know it sounds super cliche, but I mean, it's the honest truth. I just try to, play by play, I try to keep the same mentality because, I could make a big play from, the -40 that sets somebody else up to score, or, I could, have that opportunity to make the play in the end zone and score a touchdown. But obviously, it is exciting when, your number gets called and, you have the opportunity. And honestly, when you play with Fitz, it doesn't even matter if your number gets called or not, because everybody's number is up whenever he's got the ball in his hand. So you don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen. So it is exciting. It's something that, everybody on our offense, really looks forward to. And, I think we got a lot of guys on the offensive side of the football that are, capable of making plays.
All right, last one, Joe.
Mike, we've spoken many times about the positive impact Fitz has had for you. We've spoken some about the positive impact George Gotsey has had for you. Is there another player or coach since your arrival into the NFL who you can kind of maybe say, hey, you know what, I'd like to give this guy some credit for helping me improve also?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, first and foremost, just kind of, the guy that I came in with, Durham. I think that we kind of, feed off each other. We were, some would say, drafted for different reasons, but I think that he doesn't get, I've said this before, he doesn't get enough credit for, the talent that he has outside of his run blocking and pass blocking and all that kind of stuff. So I think that we've been able to complement each other well. And, sometimes, he's in there, pass protecting, and, I'm out running a route and he's doing all the dirty work and things like that. So, I think that he deserves, a lot of credit for not only, some of the success that I've had, but our team as well. He's not one to, really complain if he's not getting the ball or if he's not in it. He just, loves playing football and loves, helping his team win football games and be productive.
Earlier, Coach Lowe told us that Byron Jones is unfortunately doubtful for this game. So I'm wondering, are you hoping to get to follow one of their receivers around the field, or is that probably not something that we'll see this week?
I don't know what's going on with Byron's situation. So we just stick with the game plan and we'll be good from there.
Josh?
Hey, X, when you got, one of the most explosive offenses and Russell Wilson coming to town, did it freeze? My bad. When you got like an explosive offense and the weapons that they have, Russell Wilson, do you get excited for this type of matchup for the challenge and just how are you feeling going into Sunday?
I feel great, man. It's next game, the most important game. So, just focus on what we got to do to stop everything and we'll be good.
Barry?
X, you knew last year, you told us in August that Preston Williams was going to be really good. Have you seen enough yet of Lynn Bowden, who you all got obviously in August, to have any sense of what maybe could come eventually?
No, Lynn, he a good guy. I feel like he getting well, it's probably his second week here or something like that. I don't know how long he's been here. He just got to learn the offense stuff like that, but he's very decent guy.
Stofford?
X, what's going on, man? We saw you play probably less than half the snaps in the opener, but you played all but one snap in the last two games. How are you feeling with the increase in the workload, and how's everything kind of coming out for you after games?
Oh, I'm feeling good, man. Shit, this week I'm playing, so I'll be good.
Travis?
Hey, X, we've seen interceptions kind of pile up in bunches for you in the past. And now that you've got one under your belt here, is that something that kind of can get you going and kind of roll that momentum into the next game?
Can you say that again?
Yeah, no problem. So you've had you've been a guy that's had strings of interceptions in the past, right? A couple of two-pick games and back-to-back games. Getting the first one under your belt this year, is that something that can kind of get you going and get your hands on more footballs going forward?
Oh yeah, that'd be great for the team, man. That's what I'm looking forward to, and we'll see Sunday. I say.
Joe?
X, I wanted to ask you about number 14, DK Metcalf. He's obviously very muscular and tall, but he also seems to be very fast. So what might be something you could try against a guy like that?
Just play my game. Just play my game, I say. So whatever come with it, you'll see Sunday.